Hi, I'm Molly Knight Forde from mollyknightforde.com, founder of the Awareness School. And today, I'd like to talk a little bit about self-sabotage and where it really comes from. Now, aren't you sick of seeing yourself sabotage stuff you do and wonder, why do I keep doing this? What's the reason behind it all? Why can't I figure this out? You have goals and dreams and you work towards that, and then you find your own self, sabotage it over and over again. I lived like this for a long time, and I know that a lot of clients I have also live like this, and they can't figure out why they do it. Let me explain something a little bit about self-sabotage. We know it's unconscious. We do it unconsciously. And sometimes we may even be conscious in the moment. Yeah, I keep procrastinating, or I really shouldn't do this, but you don't have control over your actions. You feel like you don't have a choice. Well, there's a reason for this. If we have these certain underlying themes that are playing out in our life that we are unconscious of, we have to dig deep to find that flavor over and over again to really understand what that underlying theme is. Let me give you an example. Say I'm a workaholic and I feel really bad about not spending time with my family or giving some attention to my marriage, which is failing, or eating well, getting exercise, getting outside, enjoying life. And every time I have a chance to choose one of those things, and I go as a fallback to the working, because I feel like I'm not enough, I can't get ahead. I may have these beliefs that I can't get ahead unless I work hard. I'm not a good enough person unless I do more and more and more and more. I may feel like a fraud. There may be so many different patterns locked in. And so I self-sabotage it. I don't do what I really want to do. And I choose the thing that I don't want to do. So what happens there? There may be an underlying theme of guilt or self-pity. You see, guilt is always about bad me, bad me. And I may be doing the self-sabotage in order to get back to that feeling of bad me, bad me. That's an underlying theme. I may have learned long ago that the way I get attention is through pity. And I get the most attention from myself when I have self-pity. Oh, poor me. So my sabotage may be enabling my self-pity. So there's lots of different levels of what we do and why we do self-sabotage. Let's face it, we may know what our story is. We may know from a conceptual place in our thinking, this is what I do. I see myself living out this pattern. It's very frustrating. I don't know how to stop myself from this overworking or from getting into situations in which I'm saying, poor me. And it's because even if we know our story and we know we don't want it, that doesn't stop it from happening. We have to see and catch ourselves identifying with that story. And that's very hard to do. We have to have tools that bring us into a place that we can see within. We can catch ourselves being identified. And in this case, identification is not a good thing. When we're identified, we believe that condition, that story is us. And we can't escape the pattern and the conditioning. So part of the work of awareness and learning how to bring ourselves back and build up this pool of attention and gathering all the different parts of us that can observe this identification is the only way out of the identification. When we're self-sabotaging, we're simply unconsciously identified with the story that's not true. Even if we know that story. So the first thing to really try to do is to build up your attention through learning how to work with sensation in your body, through meditation, through practices that will bring you to a true present moment. And hopefully you can begin to catch yourself in the act of identifying with your self-sabotaging story, with your self-sabotaging actions. And in that moment when you can see it, it's not from your conception at that point. You feel it, you see it, you are there in your body. And that brings about a sincere aha moment. And once you get that flavor of self-sabotage, you can catch it again. And just by seeing it and catching it, you can head it off at the pass the next time. Till eventually you can feel it coming on and you can say, no, I've got choice this time. I think I will head on outside and enjoy the sunshine. Good luck with the self-sabotage. You can do this.